Boom! What's going on, you lovely people? This is your man, Mayank Sharma, and what I want to talk about today is how to be so secure in yourself that wherever you go, it's like you are that grounded pillar of energy, or whatever you want to call it. Whatever you do, or wherever you are, like in which environment, so you're going to be so strong with your personality, it's like nothing can affect you. So how to be so secure that wherever you go or whatever you do, it's like you're going to be so much secure in your own skin and who you are, it's like nothing can affect you. So without further ado, let's jump right back in. So I want to address this because first of all, I want you to understand that why you want to do this. But before this, let me tell you about myself that I was I was one of the most. So not only I was the most shyest, introverted piece of shit ever. I was, but I was also very much insecure about my looks, about my skin color, and about my voice. So there are two things that I was. To be honest, internally, I want to sound cool. I want to, like every person wants to do that. Just express himself and without. And I had this ego, and without feeling bad about himself, right? And internally, I want to have so with we Indians, we have this obsession of this fair skin. So I had that, and I was like, I tried so many skincare products, or even with my hairs, I try to do different. I try to use different products, and I try to. This is what I wanted. I want good fair skin, and I want. It was all superficial, and every time I see a person who's better looking than me, which is every person ever, I was so much insecure. It's like my brain just shuts off, and I just feel that I'm not good enough. And but internally, I just wanted to be at ease with my own skin, but I couldn't do it. I even I used to go on YouTube and search that how to have a deeper voice, because apparently it sounds good when you have a deeper voice, which was further from the truth, and it was all bad, and nothing was working, by the way. Even though no matter how good my skin was, or how good of clothes I was wearing, it's it made me feel better for first 10-20 minutes whenever I was out, but overall it was I used to feel shit. And I was like, man, I cannot live like this, right? I mean, who would want a shittier existence? So I was like, there's got to be some way, because these things don't make you feel good, or these things don't make you secure, because there's always going to be some other person who have more things than you, or who have better things that you currently have. So you cannot win that game. And really, I was very lucky in that thing, because I just understood it. I understood it early on that, okay, you cannot win this game. And I was looking for answers, and because I used to think that you have to have fair skin, good hair, good height, these kind of things, and good money as well. There's so many superficial things. I used to think that this is if you really want to be happy, or if you really want to bond with people, meet new people, you gotta have these things. And I was buying all in, and I didn't know that back in the days, that I didn't know that whenever we are so much influenced by the things we consume, and by the movies we watch, by YouTube videos and news, by whatever we read. I didn't know that. I used to think that, because what they tell you in news and in different TV commercials, and what they tell you that if you want to attract the right partner, you have to look fair, right? You have to have six packs, and you have to look a certain way, which was, by the way, further from truth. And let me tell you why it's further from truth. Because you have a person, a friend, or whoever, or maybe brother or sister, maybe somebody in your life that they don't look as much good, but people just love them. People just love their energy. So that's the proof right there. And I was like, once I got to know this, that okay, that's how they affect us, I was not gonna have it. I was like, dude, I have to change this shit, because think about all the missed opportunities if I don't become, because these things, if you're not secure, you're not gonna be confident. Things are not gonna flow through you, and you are not gonna express yourself fully and meet the right type of people that you want to meet, right? I mean, it was bullshit. And I was like, I gotta do this, because I don't want to live a normal life, and I hope that you too, right? So internally, I want to make an impact, but I couldn't do it, and it was shit. I mean, internally, I used to feel shit whenever I go out. I was so insecure, I couldn't go out when I was alone. I always need a friend, and whenever I go out alone, it was like hell for me. I used to think that people are looking at me, and it was like hell whenever I go out alone. I mean, I was thinking that people are judging me, people are looking at me. But to be honest, nobody really cares about how you look. It's like they're so much busy. It's like they're so much busy in their own. They don't care about you. And it was funny, because I used to think that. But then like everything I've learned, then there was this. I read this book, The Power of Now, which is like highly recommendable. You should read it too. I read this book, and it gave me such a great message, which transformed my life. And if you understand this message deeply, it is gonna change your life for good, and you're gonna be so much happy with your own skin, and even with who you are. It is gonna it is gonna be crazy if you really understand this message. So the message was, you are not your mind. So we think that we are our mind, right? And we think that these things, whatever happens to you, it's like, basically it's your ego that wants to be something, but it's not. So you are not your mind. But this thing just hit me, because I used to think that whatever thing that are inside our head is our mind, so is us. So whenever things that are going through our head is us, we used to think that. But it was farther from the truth. Once I got to know this, then I started reading so much things, and I started to express myself, more fully, and I started to see that people are more accepting me for who I was. And so that kind of made a little change. So that thing made little change in me. But then there's few things that I learned. Obviously, we as human, we want other people to accept us. I mean, not saying you just throw this shit in the garbage. You should be like that, because you should not care about what they have, or what other person think about you. You have heard of it, right? You might have read the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F. Having this fundamental principle inside my head, I just started to learn these things. So I started to learn that whatever happened with us, I mean, the way we feel, it's not really us. It's just few emotions. It's because we want to be people pleaser, or we want other people to accept us, and it goes back into our DNA. Because if we really think about it, as how our DNA is optimized for two things: survival and reproduction. So if anything, even it can be as little as validation from somebody, or even it can be as big as money. So these things just send signals to our brain, that our brain is always looking at judging things, that is this thing gonna help me survive or not, or is this thing gonna help me reproduce or not. If these things are met, we're gonna feel good or bad. Depends on the degree, right? So long story short, it made me so much secure with who I was in my own skin, that I just nothing can affect me. And I'm gonna give you 3 to 4 tips that you can use right now. Apply it into your life and and be so much secure that nothing can affect you. You're not gonna be externally motivated to look at you and compare yourself with other person. So the first thing is you gotta stop comparing yourself with other people. So what do I mean by it? So you know what I mean by it, but basically what you have to do is you have to stop comparing. You have to know that you're on your own journey, they're on their own journey. So when you're on your own journey, so when, let's call it, when you're on your own road to wherever your destination is, that person is in their own journey. So if you look at that person and just abandon your journey, you're not in your strength. Once you're not in your strength, it's game over. You're not in your power. And once you're not powerful, once you don't have that power, nothing is in control in your life because you have gave your power away. So the first thing is stop comparing yourself with anyone, because that's not where your power is. Your power is in your own life, in your own road. Then the second thing is self-improvement. You gotta be improving every single day, no matter what. It's always 1% improvement, nothing else, nothing more. Whenever you learn something new, whenever you do something which is newer to you and it grow you as a person, so day by day your insecurity will be gone. But you have to understand is you have to improve yourself day by day, physically, mentally, and spiritually. You have to do that because it's very important for us. Sooner or later you have to do it, so why not start from now? Learn new things. You gotta work on your looks. You gotta go to the gym. So many things that you have to do in order for this insecurity to go away. Because where does insecurity come from? It comes from your I'm not good enough, I'm not this, I'm not that, right? So this brings me to the third tip, that is you have to stop listening to your mind. So whenever your mind says or tells you that I'm not good enough, I cannot do this, they're better than me, who cares, right? It's like you gotta understand this, that life is so short. You only have so much, you have so little time on this earth. So if you really care about what other people have, if you don't have, and if you only gonna focus on this part of your life, guess what? It is gonna grow. So whatever you're gonna focus on, it is gonna grow. Essentially what I'm saying is whatever you're gonna focus on in your life, it is gonna grow. Doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. And if you only focus on the things that you are insecure about, guess what? You're gonna find more reasons to be insecure. So it's kind of a tough one because you've heard that. So whatever you're gonna focus on, it just is gonna grow. So you might have heard of it. So if you like, I've heard this one, so you might zone out. But I want you to focus. I want you to think deeply. What am I trying to convey? So whatever you're gonna focus on. If you've not seen my previous video, I've talked about your reticular activating system. So what your reticular activating system does is, it is only going to focus on things that is going to make you more insecure, and not going to focus on things that is going to make you more confident and more insecure. So it all depends on your mind, because think about it this way. So I've read it in a book. I don't remember the name of the book, but it says that so let's just say think of your mind as a camera, right? And there's a party going on, and this camera, and let's just say there's a fight in that party, and the camera is only focusing on the fight, and then this fight, the camera is gonna just broadcast it. So what people are gonna think when they're not in the party, that they're only going to see the footage where people are fighting. Similarly, our brain, if we focus on just specific things in our life, because there are lots of things that are going on in our life. But if you're only focusing on this bad part of the party, which is like bad part of our lives, brain, what it does is it's only going to focus on this thing, then it finds more reason to believe in that particular bad or good thing, depending on the things you're focusing on, and it is going to delete every other thing. Doesn't matter how good your life is. That's why every once in a while, actors, they just take your own life, or people take their own life, even though they are so much successful, and that's why it happens. So you gotta focus on the right things. And how do you do it? Step by step, what you have to do is, let's just say something bad happened to you. Your brain is gonna start to ask questions that you are not even aware, like, what is this? Why is this happening? Why it is happening to me? So once your brain start to asking these questions, like, why is happening to me? You're immediately gonna be victim, and you're not gonna be secure. So like I said, you gotta focus. So like I said, you gotta focus on the right things, then asking the right questions. But this time, what you gotta do is, you're gonna ask some questions that are more empowering and that are more beneficial for you. Then instead of why this is happening to me, you can ask, what can I learn from it, right? So asking the right questions is really crucial. But the fourth thing, which is the best, in my opinion, is you gotta build your beliefs. What do I mean by it? Whatever you do, however you see yourself, however you see the world, it's all depends on your beliefs. And if you have bad beliefs, you're gonna be more insecure. But if you have good beliefs about yourself, you're gonna be more secure. And to build beliefs, what you gotta do is just keep telling yourself, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the most handsome person, even though it's wrong. But once you started doing it, your RAS, your reticular activating system, is gonna believe that, and it is gonna give it some time, then surely. But you gotta believe. You have to believe it, like with 100% certainty. Start doing it, like, I'm this, I'm the best, I'm the shit. I don't care about what other people think. It's like, it's my own reality. Start doing that to yourself. And once you start doing it, dude, you're gonna be so much secure. It's like, just improve 1%. No, that's it. Every day, just improve 1%. That's what you gotta do. And I have to leave now, but it was awesome sharing this with you. So bye bye.